Alright, good morning. I always tell myself if we keep doing these, I'm going to keep up on it being a former foster kid, because I know there's a bunch of stuff, like, bunch of people out there like me, but not a ton of people out there talking. But I know there's some here and there, but mine's more of the Midwest stuff. But I'm from Minnesota. But that's where I went through my foster care system, so my experiences in the foster care is in Minnesota specifically. But I'm sure if I've been reading Reddit, and I've posted only two, and I know I'm busy. I've been trying to redo my back. I got on both thumbs. Redo the backyard. I got 2 kids, 5 and 3. Keep me busy. So, and then I just become lazy, like playing video games, so I don't make a ton of time to do this. But I know I've been telling myself, and I've told a couple people I'm going to do this more, so I'm going to try. If I get to work early a little bit, I can do a little 5-10 minute video quick. So here we go. This is me talking about getting back. I didn't age out. I was 15 when I got to go back home, but they were about to put me into a group home, because at that time I was kicked out of like 6 different houses within, so for the first, my elementary school, we lived with our grandparents, which was technically foster care. They were abusive. After, I think it was 5th grade, we got taken out because they beat the crap out of me and my brother and threw me down the stairs and all that fun stuff. And finally got taken out. Then we went into a foster home. I was there for about 2 years before I got kicked out. Just doing real bad shit, robbing, stealing from cars, breaking shit, just didn't care, didn't listen to anything in school, constant detention, like in school suspension and stuff. I just didn't care. I had to go to like the juvie, if you're from Minnesota, you know, Lino Lakes. But it's a juvenile center up here. I had to do a full semester of school in there one time, and then I had a couple, I think 3 weekends I got sent there because my foster parents, couldn't handle me, so they put me in solitary confinement for the weekend. Good job, foster care. Good job, system, for letting them do that. All that did was piss me the fuck off, and I don't trust anybody in the system these days. Like, to be honest with you, like, even if you do care, you're not making any difference. I can say that. The stories I'm reading, a lot of the same stuff that I've been feeling. So yeah, just kind of wanted to start talking about it, putting it on camera, and if people watch, cool, and if not, that's fine. This is for me anyways. Being a former foster kid, it just comes totally different. Like, I just completely have a different view on life. And I don't know, I don't talk to any really other foster kids, or I talk to people, co-workers, kind of people outside of work, but you never get like too close and personal, too deep. Some people do. I've been the type of person that talking about my trauma has been kind of what's helped me. So, like, being open about everything. I'm in the middle of writing too, like, everything that's been going on, so it's like trying to write a book. I've got probably a third of it completed now. I just got to fill out all the holes and whatnot, because like I did go through a lot, and so just kind of wanted to get on the side of getting back to talking with toxic parents. My dad, as I was saying earlier, got kicked out, where I was about to get put into a group home at 15, but instead of that, my dad was able to take me. So they asked, like, hey, do you want to go with your dad, or can you, blah, blah. So they asked me, all right, you're getting kicked out of every home. Nobody wants you. You have a reputation now, so nobody wants to take you in. So here's your options. Group home. Basically, that's what they said. Or what else can we do? I said, just put me back with my family, I won't cause any trouble. I won't cause any problems. I'm not going to be crazy and all that. Like, just put me back with one of my parents. Well, luckily, my father at the time was finally got all of his legal stuff somewhat figured out, enough to where the courts would allow me to go with him. And that was right in the beginning of high school. So, sorry, I'm just trying to adjust some of my stuff. I gotta get ready. I'm about to run in. So they gave me that choice. So they asked my dad if he was willing to take me, and he was, since it was just me. He was living in a trailer with his mom. So I moved in a trailer with him and my grandma, his mom. Her and I didn't get along, got in fights, but I was legally out of the social care system at 15, right in high school. So I was technically living with my dad, and then, I mean, let's be honest, he was working trucking, trying to run his own trucking company, and I didn't have any parents. I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have any of that shit. He was an alcoholic, drinking every single night. I'm pretty sure he still is. We'll get to it, but I haven't talked to him in 7 years. But yeah, I had lived with him for almost a full semester, and by the time I got over the full semester, I think there's only a few months left, I moved in with my mom because I just couldn't handle the arguments with the grandma. And the crazy part is, I moved with my mom with my grandparents, who were my abusers, upstairs for a month while she got, maybe it was a month or 2 months. It wasn't that long, actually. It was just a month or so. But I moved in there, but I actually didn't even live there. I basically lived with one of my friends and his family. I stayed over at his couch all the time. I was just constantly there. So until she got a house, then I lived with her throughout high school. And we moved every year because just rentals, so every year we moved to a different place. But so yeah, I went through all that, and talking to my mom and dad, and it's, of course, I'm asking questions here and there, and I don't trust them, don't believe shit. But I get through college. I went to the Army, got out of that, went through college, graduated that. Still asking questions, but not trying to figure out what the real issues were with me and my trauma. So I started to ask those questions. And then when I started asking that to my dad, he didn't like it at all. He was just basically, F you. F you. You're a grown man. You can either get over it or don't talk to me. And I was just dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Get over it. You and mom, I talked to my mom. She told me some of the stuff, I think you only keep so much in. Be honest so much, especially when you're the cause of children's abuse and neglect and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we ended up that's funny. Ended up getting in an argument, and I was drinking at this time. For a while there, I was drinking heavily, coping the wrong way, just trying to deal with my problems, but in an unhealthy way. So started asking him questions one time. He didn't like it, basically told me to shut up, get over it. The next time I asked him, I was I'm not fucking getting over this. What the fuck was your part? You need to tell me. I got abused. I got my ass whooped, rake broken over my back, thrown down the stairs, lifted up on the wall, choked as a child. Metal end of the belt, just beat the shit out of us. You gonna tell me to get the fuck over it? Fuck you. Said, man, your father would be so disappointed. And then he gets all salty, acting like I can't talk about my grandpa. Now mind you, I'm named after him and his fucking father. So you want to sit here and say I can't talk about the person that we're both named after? Shut up. So I basically told him, I was like, look, man, F you. You're not going to sit here and tell me any of that shit. The truth, how hard is it? It's already over. Just tell me your partner. And if you can't be a man and tell me that, like, what your partner is, what it was, that's like, you're a bitch. And he's like, I don't ever want to talk to you again. I'm disowning you. Like, I don't ever want to speak to you again. You know, and I was like, man, what would your father think? Don't you ever talk about my father type stuff. Like, I was just like, man, that's fine. I don't need to talk to you. And I haven't talked to him in 7 years. And at one point, this idiot, when I had my kid, a couple years after that, I had my son, he tried to post on Facebook my son's profile picture as his. Man, I blew up on him. So, and I haven't said anything since. He removed his photo, and, you know, basically I said, dude, you don't know this guy. You don't know my son. You never will know my son. You try to disown me and then try to take a picture like you know my kid. So, yeah, that's how reconnecting went for me after foster care. I mean, I talked to my dad in 15 to, I didn't stop talking to about 27, 28, so 12, 13 years. But, hey, that's my story. I haven't talked to him since, as far as I know. Still a short, fat piece of crap that just drinks every night to go to sleep. So sometimes reconnecting with toxic parents just isn't the way to do it, isn't what you want to do, because in the end, it's just going to hurt you again more often than not, because most of the parents that do that shit to us, they can't handle what they actually ended up doing to us or even admit it. So we just gotta grow up ourselves and understand it wasn't our fault. It was their fault, whether they want to admit it or not. Have a good day.